to the fruit, more bass than Bootsy Collins. You versus me, that's like Ali versus Foreman. God's act.
Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Tyler and welcome back to another Call of Duty gameplay commentary. And I'm not entirely sure what Call of Duty is going to be in the background of this video. Probably most likely Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 2 because those are the games I stockpile gameplay on the most. But who knows, it might be BO1, it might be something completely just random. I don't know yet. But in today's video I wanted to tell you guys a story, one that I told about a year and a half ago on my channel. And this story is probably one of the most interesting stories that I have to tell on my channel. So this story ends up taking place around maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I'm not entirely sure exactly what time or how long ago it was, but it was around 2 years ago, and I know it was in the middle of the summertime because I had like just pretty much gotten off of school for the year. And if I remember right, I believe this was the summer between my 11th and senior year of high school, or my 11th and 12th grade year of high school, but I could be wrong. It could have been my 12th grade summer. It's not really like relevant to the story of how old I was. So anyway, what ended up happening was I went out skateboarding for the day to the local skate park. It's not too far away from my house, and I ended up just meeting up with some friends, you know, chilling, skating. And I feel like a lot of my stories like take place at the skate park or begin at the skate park. I'd been chilling there for like the majority of the day, just skating with my friends and stuff, and I decided to come home after being there for probably like 4 or 5 hours. Like I was literally out the majority of the day that day. And keep in mind it was like the middle of the summer, so it was super hot outside, and I was thirsty and I just wanted to go home pretty much. And so I ended up walking home, and as I'm walking home I had to walk up and down like a few hills because the neighborhood that I live in, there's just like, it's a really hilly environment, I guess you could say. So there's just like a lot of hills everywhere. Pretty much anywhere you want to go you have to walk either down or up a hill. So I'm like halfway home and I'm walking down the street and I'm heading up this like steep ass hill, pretty much the biggest one that there is on my way home. But I had continued walking up this hill and there was 2 houses on the opposite side of the street from where I was on. One of them that I know for sure was an old drug house and it had been abandoned, had been raided by the police before, and then the house next door to it was like a current operating drug house. Or at least from like what I assumed, because at all times in the night, you know, I would constantly be seeing people coming in and out of this house. I would see people literally like always just coming in and out, random people, and a bunch of people who just literally look like your standard crack junkie. And so I end up getting all the way up to the top of this hill, and by the time I'm like the last 30 or 40 feet of it, I see 2 cop cars and a giant SWAT van come flying over the top of the hill. And on the side of the street that I was on, there was just a bank and like a big parking lot for the bank, so these 2 cop cars and the big SWAT van just come and whip over and pull into this parking lot for the bank. And at first, since I was walking up the street on that side of the street, I got kind of spooked and paranoid because like I didn't know why they were stopping, and they pulled over into the driveway literally right next to me, so I was just kind of like worried. Even though I had literally nothing on me, I wasn't doing anything wrong or anything like that. It was just that feeling you get when you're around cops sometimes. So I just kept walking and nobody said anything to me, and I kept like kind of looking behind me and just keeping an eye on them. And by the time I had gotten up to the top of the hill and was at the end of the parking lot, I had stopped and kind of turned around and looked back at the police officers, and I saw the whole SWAT van just kind of unloaded. And so all these police officers end up getting out of the van, and they just immediately start rushing over to the opposite side of the street where the one left house was. And so I'm sitting here just thinking like, oh shit is about to go down. This house is literally about to get like a drug bust or some shit. I'm just gonna stand here and watch. So I had spent the next 10 minutes or so just standing at the top of the hill, literally watching these people. And so all these cops end up rushing up to the front door and onto the front porch of this house, running up the stairs and getting up there with a big battering ram. And I'm just sitting here across the street watching, and the next thing I know, they smack the door down and they all rush in there and they're just pulling people out one by one. And they pulled out like an entire family of people, and there was probably like 10 people in total. There were a few like just random crack junkies and stuff in there, like just a few parents, like all kinds of different random people who you wouldn't expect to be in this house. So all these people end up getting taken out of this house and handcuffed, put into the back of this police car, and they're all just sitting here getting questioned and all kinds of different stuff. And I was just sitting across the street like, holy shit, pretty much just watching everything go down, and I was like, damn, that really sucks for them, but you know, like, fun. And so pretty much after I ended up seeing this whole house just get raided and busted by the police, I ended up just finishing my walk home, and like once I had gotten home, I ended up just talking to my grandma about the whole situation because she was aware of the house too. She knew exactly what house I was talking about. And so her and I were just sitting here like discussing everything that happened. I pretty much explained the same story I just told you guys to her. And it was such a crazy event because like the whole time that it ended up happening, or like before it even happened, I knew this was like, I could tell this was gonna happen, you know? Eventually I could tell it was gonna happen because I'd been keeping an eye on this this house for like the past 2 years that I had lived here prior to this even happening. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did at any point, please be sure to leave a like down below. And if you guys have any similar stories about like a raid or like a drug house raid that you guys would like to share with me that you've witnessed in the comment section down below, that'd be great. You guys know I like to go through and read all my comments and like reply to some of you guys if I have the time to. And I think I'm gonna start doing a thing with my videos where whoever leaves like the most creative comment or unique comment on my videos, I'm gonna start pinning their comment at the top. So if you guys want a chance to get your comment pinned, I know it's not like a big deal or anything like that, but if you guys do want a chance to get your comment pinned, I guess just comment something creative or unique about the video and I'll go ahead and pin it, whoever's I think is like the best. But again, you guys know I love each and every one of you. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'm out. Peace.
I got more keys than Alicia. These niggas be talking police. I took your hoe and released her. I used to trap out a Regal. 200